is the North End. This is the North End.
Okay, welcome back, North End football fans. An incredible start to the weekend. Maybe I'm a little bit biased, but we are here to talk about 5 things we learned about Aston Villa from our incredible 2-1 victory. Almost got that wrong against Tottenham Hotspur. So straight away, I'm just going to make the first point, not a Villa, or not even a Tottenham point. I'm going to make this point about the ridiculous offside decision making that the Premier League is now having to deal with. This idea where it is so incredibly apparent that the player is offside, that the run he has made is offside, and yet we still choose to allow the play to continue. And I'm so sick of this now. And I think everyone is. It's just ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Why are we doing this? If it's a clear or if it's unclear, I understand that. But the linesmen are flagging because they know, So if we think it's close and they flag accidentally or get the flag wrong, that's what the VAR is for. When it's so apparently clear that the player is offside and the linesman is waiting, anywhere between 5 to 15 seconds. Today, we saw a lot of him closer to that 15. It's just ridiculous. And I just think the game needs to cut that crap out. Anyhow, it's just a little bit of frustration. Let's get back to what we did well. Point number 2, our line. Unai has got this team playing incredibly solid at the back. It really was a performance that made you realise just how different a team can play under a different manager. We're playing this high line. It's a risky move because obviously you get caught on the counter. There was a number of times Son got through the back, but obviously I mentioned about the offsides, and that's a whole Tottenham issue they need to deal with. But we were so good at holding that high line, playing with confidence, knowing that we could trust each other. And every member, the problem is with a back 4 or a high line on a back 4, everyone needs to be in sync. You need every part of that defence to be in sync. So it's not like Mings or Konza. It needs every single bit of it. And even for the defensive players dropping back, the Douglas Luizes and things like that, they need to be cognizant. So you need the captain, the captain at the back, in this case, Mings, being very vocal as he always is, and controlling that. And I think they did a fantastic job. And it caused Tottenham all kinds of problems. They just couldn't break through it. So absolutely sensational. Point number 3, John McGinn. Super John McGinn. The guy is insanely difficult to play against. He seems to do things that don't even make sense. Like, he puts... the way that you watch the ball transition past him and back to him. There was one where Martinez, I think, rolls the ball out, or the ball's passed back to him. And I'm watching it going... he's too far away from this. Like, he's waiting for the ball to come into him, as he likes to do, turn his body back on it and cut the player out. And I'm like, he's got this wrong. He's about to be picked off and we're in trouble. No. He still manages to get his whole body in front of the opposition player, transition his movement and set off. And it's really a thing of beauty, and it goes so far for breaking up play, for moving the ball, and he's playing with such confidence. And I think, again, credit has to be given to the manager, inspiring that confidence in the player, because he just looks absolutely brilliant right now. So, Super John McGinn, absolutely deserving his name. Point number 4. It's a tough one, this one, because I didn't want to be too negative. But I'm going to make a small point. Obviously, I love Martinez. Absolutely love him. We all do. But I think he can be a little too laid back at times. There was a couple of times where he was, dawdling on the ball at the back, which is fine. They're playing this very deep play from the back. The defender's very close to him, asking him to spread the play. That's fine. But even more so, recently, he's taking a long time on everything. And then little bits of decision making. So for Tottenham to be awarded that penalty and led to a very cagey 8 to 9 minutes end of the game with the extra time, Martinez made the decision to go to the ground. Now, it's a hard one for any keeper, and I'm not blaming him really, but I just think he needs to be slightly smarter there. He knows what Kane is going to do. He gets up, he's immediately, shithousing him, telling him, hey, book him, he's dived. We could see he didn't dive. Now, it was close what Kane was doing, very smart play. Lifts the ball, pops the ball so that when Martinez does come to the ground, the ball doesn't actually make contact with Martinez. It kind of pops over him. So the penalty's awarded. It's another yellow card. And, he's racking up the yellows. I wouldn't be surprised if he's not far off from a suspension. But with only a couple of games left, we should be okay. But that is only small area that I'd like to talk about. And finally, I just want to say pride. That's what I'm learning from this team, is the pride that this team has for what they're playing for now, for what they're trying to achieve, for how everything is set up. It just, we talk about being the pride of the Midlands. We talk about being this club with this incredible history, which we are. But sometimes we don't, it's hard to feel that, and we sometimes feel like, or I feel like we miss that. But that was, the last couple of weeks especially, that has been so evident. Every player is playing with such passion and pride. They're playing for the club, they're playing for for themselves. They really are working incredibly well as a team. So across the board, fantastic. And I think that goes back to the manager. I think it's exciting times. We have taken, is it the sporting director out of Barcelona? The rumours coming out saying that Villa offered such an obscene amount of money wage-wise and giving a blank checkbook that he couldn't say no. If that is true, this is the most exciting time in my history, potentially, of a Villa fan. So we're talking, before I'm old enough to really understand, let's say 3 or 4. Let's say 4. So 29 years to 30 years. It's unbelievable. And it's a great, great feeling to have. I'm going to dedicate this video to all the incredible Villa fans, the North American Lions. If you're watching this and you're a football fan, especially a Villa fan in North America, whether it's San Diego or Austin or LA or New York City or Toronto or any of these, check them out. North American Lions, they're on Facebook. And then also, they'll be able to link you to your local club. And there's local clubs in places you wouldn't believe, Cincinnati, things like that. They're all currently in Seattle, so every year is the meetup. Seattle was the current one this year. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to make it. I am in New York, which was sunny, and don't know what's happened, but usually I get a weather report from JP. But yeah, Villa fans out there in their roves, incredible dedication, 7 a.m. kickoff, obviously with the time difference with Pacific, but fantastic. So if you're looking to get involved, and if you're missing that kind of camaraderie that comes from a family, look them up, North American Lions, or the city-based Lions generally. But go to the main page and find them. But that's for you guys and girls and everyone out there enjoying it. Have a great time. We march on. Europe is still a distinct possibility. That's all I'm going to say. This is Luke from the North End Podcast. Please remember to like, subscribe, and tell me how lovely I am. Because it's just nice. It's nice to hear good things. All right. Thanks so much. We'll see you next week.
This is the North End. This is the North End.